literally. You know, I'm very fortunate to be able to give you a glimpse of the gearbox or the transmission of the future by applying robotics. Can you get rid of this little thing? Now, transmission technology has a very long history. Dates back to 4000 BC. You know, the famous Italian inventor, you know, his name escapes me, I'm sure you know it. Da Vinci documented transmissions in the 14th century, but nothing has happened in the last 30 years. And that is until MyBike was created. We created a robotic gear that is the foundation of a truly stepless, infinite transmission that can offer up to 1,000 different transmission radios applicable in electric vehicles, regular vehicles, recreational vehicles, industrial applications, windmills. There is nothing that uses a gearbox that cannot use our technology. Now, what is our InfiniGear? I'm sorry, my animations aren't working, but I'll talk to it. Imagine a gear. A gear is made of steel. What if you want to make this gear go bigger and smaller in a dynamic fashion? Now, I can see your faces. You're saying it's 3 p.m. Have you been drinking? Because technically, it is not possible, but it is if you segment the gear in different pieces and move these different pieces individually so as to create a gear that is a single piece of metal but actually can replace up to 100 different gears, hence making it lighter, making it cheaper, making it more efficient. And this, what you see on the left there, is one of our prototypes. We have prototypes with us. Please come and visit our booth. You can look how amazing this technology is. Now, you can build a linear transmission by using 2 of these gears and make them work together. You can create anything from high torque, low speed to low torque, high speed with right now 400 steps in between in a truly smoothless fashion. Now, how does this compare to existing transmission technology? We all know that existing transmissions are not very efficient. You know, CVT is actually the most efficient transmission that is out there today, but it suffers from a lot of drawbacks. It uses a lot of power, it is prone to shuddering, it's slippage based, so the driving experience is not very good. And that is exactly what we solved. We created, so to speak, a totally frictionless, continuous variable transmission. And the markets for this thing are unlimited. And the potential from a revenue perspective, and these are just looking at 5 different markets. We have a serviceable market that's about 100 billion. And that is focusing in on specifically the problem we solve. Yes, the EV market is huge. The market for gear reduction boxes is a lot smaller. We can totally replace that market. We have a variable gear reduction market which will solve the battery consumption on EV cars. Our leadership team, we have 12 people, a lot of engineering. Alan is the founder of the company. He's the problem solver. He's been solving problems for the last 30 years. He's an aerospace engineer, worked in multiple fields. Craig is the guy who protects what Alan solves. Hamid is the guy who turns it into product. He has a huge experience in EV products. And me, I'm the sales and marketing guy. Now the summary is we honestly believe that we will fundamentally change the way people look at gearboxes. There's not a single application that uses a gearbox that can benefit of this technology. We created the core component of this, which is the gearbox that dynamically changes, and we have a couple of the examples with us. Alan will hand them to me. We're currently in the 10th generation of product. It works fine. We've put it on our bikes. We're riding our bikes in the corridor up and down our office just to test it, and we're ready to actually put it on bicycles of people that ride bicycles 100 miles every weekend, so they're going to do that core functionality testing for us. And we are looking for investors that share that vision that it is time to upgrade gearboxes to the modern world and start applying some robotics to it. And why are we different? Well, we're the first to market with a strongly patented portfolio. previous slide showed, we have 1 patent granted, we got 2 temporary patents, we got 30 filings, and many more in the work. There's no near competitor on the horizon. A lot of people have tried to solve the problem of dynamic gearing, but they all have to use multiple planes of action, which means they need a lot of energy to make this work. We do everything in the same plane as the direction of propulsion. We barely use any energy to change the size of this gear. It's applicable in multiple markets, and last but not least is we have an experienced team with very complementary skill sets. Thank you.
Great presentation.